What I'm going to be talking about is Spain. So what people know are like three major cities. There's Madrid, of course, because it's the capital. But then there's Barcelona, which is one of the most popular cities in Spain, and Salamanca, which has one of the major and oldest universities, which is the University of Salamanca. Now, they have this one specific dance for this country, and it's flamenco. It's very popular, and almost everyone in Spain learns how to do it. Now, there's this thing that they really like doing, and I feel like we should do it in America, and they're called siestas. They're kind of like fancy naps, but they take out 2 hours of their day. Like everyone gets off work, and they just go home, eat lunch or dinner, sleep, and then go back to work. It's amazing. Now, they have this team that's football, but our football is actual football while theirs is soccer to us. They're very intense when it comes to soccer. They have two teams, Madrid and Barcelona, but I'll talk about that later. Now, they have many different foods since it's a Hispanic culture. And there's this one thing that they do, and they're called tapas. Tapas are kind of like an appetizer. You get a mix and match of different types of things that they serve. And then lastly, they have this alcoholic drink, which is called sangria, but we'll get to that later. So, I happen to have gone to a study abroad trip, and I went to Salamanca. I took 3 classes, and it was one of the best experiences that I've had. It's one of the oldest universities in the world, so the structure of the whole university is beautiful. I learned so much Spanish there. I met so many new different people. I learned how to siesta. I would take time and just go to sleep sometimes in the middle of the day, and then we would go out later. It was amazing. Okay, now let's talk about football. There's 2 teams that they have in Spain. It's Barcelona and Madrid. There is a huge rivalry. In 2001, TheGuardian.com said that Real Madrid versus Barcelona experiences are immediately tied to the Spain's 20th century rivalries, and it also goes back to a civil war that they had with Franco, the dictatorship. And they, like Spain, they go crazy anytime it's football season. I feel like everyone knows what Running of the Bulls is, but there's a specific holiday that it happens to be on. It's called the San Fermin Festival, but not many people know that. Andrew Aarons said in US Today that runners gather around at like 7:55, ready to run for the Bulls from July 7th to July 14th. And at 8 o'clock, all the Bulls are let out and the runners start sprinting. But the thing is, people think that this run is a marathon. It's actually not. It's only 857 meters, which that's not a marathon at all. It's just a complete sprint. They just have to figure out how to get away from the Bulls. Another misconception is that people know the Bulls as being super vicious, and a bunch of them. There's actually only 6 actual Bulls that are running there. There's like 17 other Bulls, but they're oxes, and they have a bell around their neck, and they run around just to engage the other Bulls to keep running. Now let's talk about sangria. That's an alcoholic drink. But according to the Sage Encyclopedia of Alcoholism, in 2011, sangria can't be pinpointed, but they can pinpoint the exact version of it to come back to Spain, Greece, and England. Sangria is a type of alcohol. So they put the traditional one is red wine, and they put a bunch of mixed fruits in it. There is pineapples you can put in, apples, berries, pears, melons, so many different things that you could add to just change up your sangria. So what did we learn today? We learned that Salamanca is one of the oldest cities and university. Football, there's a big rivalry. There's two, Barcelona and Spain and Madrid. And then there is the running of the bulls, which is a very popular festival that happens in the summer. And then sangria, which is a very common drink that happens in Spain. El fin.